against Utah State last year, but, you know, you weren't able to play. Josh Allen wasn't able to play. Logan Wilson didn't play, and those guys were pretty big. You guys were all big difference makers today. That just goes to show how it's a different year, and this is a different team compared to the one that lost pretty handily up there last year.
Yeah, it's completely different. I mean, we just have a completely different mindset. We know what those guys did to us last year, particularly at the end of the game. And we just kind of knew that it was time for revenge, and we got a good win tonight.
Was that, I mean, I know a lot of you guys talked about that in the week. Was that a big motivator for you guys for what happened last year? Or did it play a factor, or at least how did you approach it, I guess?
Yeah, I think Coach Bull kind of made it clear that, I mean, us as a team are kind of a family, and when they do something like that to one of our guys at the end of the game, it was kind of did it to all of us. So, yeah, just a little added extra motivation for the game, I would say.
Do you feel like the first half that's about as well as the offense has been clicking all year?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we kind of got everything going and everything was working. Obviously, we'll watch the film Monday and find things to correct, but I thought offensively it was a good game.
Because through the two touchdowns you cut, especially the second one where Josh was rolling, and you know there wasn't a lot of room for you either. So can you take us through those a little bit if you could?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of just a typical play, I guess, now for Josh. Rolls out and just makes a miraculous throw. I don't know how he does it, but yeah, it's been fun, and I kind of just we got to know as receivers that when he rolls out, he can throw it to anybody. So we just kind of find a way to get open.
You've been on the receiving end on more of those than anybody else, it seems like. Was that one maybe even more impressive because he was rolling left rather than his right?
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but he just shows his arm strength. Not many guys can make that throw, probably not even at the NFL level, rolling left and throwing it however many yards on the run. So it was really impressive.
You find it pretty amazing, Tanner, the ability, the consistent ability that he shows to run, going that way, going this way, showing the arm strength, and getting the ball into the end zone, and a couple plays this year with you, in fact.
Yeah, he's just a great player. He's been waiting for this opportunity for a really long time, and to kind of be the man. And I just think a lot of people didn't know that he had the running ability and the kind of that athlete that he is, I would say. But yeah, he's been doing a great job this year. It's been fun.
Is it nice to have the rifle for the first time?
Yeah, it is. I mean, we had it down in the locker room. I guess I've never seen it before, but it's pretty cool.
So Logan, after dropping a pick last week, were you out to get one this week?
I mean, wow, I don't even know what to say. That pick was, that was all the credit to Nella on defense, the whole defensive line, putting that pressure on the quarterback, forcing him to make a throw that was tipped by Nella, and then I just had to, do the rest. And I didn't score, but that's all right.
Feel like a corner with the speed going down the field, running with that?
I don't know, a little bit. I was getting a little gassed. Dewey came flying past me, and I was like, "Holy cow!" I must not be running very fast, but Dewey's a fast kid, so.
Was it, Logan? I mean, you got 35-7, and then Utah State comes out and scores 21 points in less than 3 minutes. So,
Yeah.
what happened in that sequence, and what were you able to do to kind of weather the storm, so to speak?
Football's a game of ups and downs. There's adversity that's going to happen, and how you respond to that says a lot about your team. And I think after that they got to 28 points, we responded pretty well. But we don't want to let them get as many points as they ended up getting. So we got to try to minimize that.
DJ may be one of the tougher guys you could lose on defense just because of his kind of unique skill set.
Definitely, he's a very speed guy. He's very good. He's very good in open field. He's agile. He's a tough kid to replace, but I think Chavez did a really good job of filling in for him.
It's feel to be, you get another one. You're 7-2, remain in first place, and they just kind of keep getting bigger from here. But is that pretty exciting? Does he feel more pressure, or is it more excitement? How do you kind of, at least for you, how do you approach that?
It's very exciting. But our goal every week is to go 1-0, and we know we're not going to play a perfect game every week. So we're going to watch the film, critique it, and get better next week, and hopefully come out and start punching UNLV in the mouth next week. So,
what did you guys feel during that third quarter? Was it all kind of reminiscent of the fourth quarter at Nebraska, anything like that, or not so much?
Not really. We try not to live in the past very much, especially in the game of football, which is full of ups and downs, like I said earlier, and adversity. And if you live in the past and you just keep bickering about the one thing you did on 10 drives ago or something, it'll hurt you in the long run. So we try not to do that.
Seemed like too, Logan, those guys. Their quarterback left the game. When I saw running back leave the game, it seemed like there were always guys down. And I know you're not out to hurt them, but
yeah.
Did it show just how physical you were? And I know you've been a pretty physical team this season.
Yeah.
Did you you feel like you guys were pretty physical out there tonight?
I thought we were pretty physical, but I think they were too. I don't know if, the reason they got hurt was because we were out physicaling them, because football is a game of physicality, especially at this level, Division I. And they're a team that, they were trying to find a win, trying to find, a way, like trying to play for pride like we were last year. And even though I wasn't playing, but, we were trying to play for pride last year, and this year we're out to, we have more to play for this year, so.
Josh, congratulations. A heck of a start, 35-7, throwing, seemed on target and everything. Just how much was the offense clicking and how much were you clicking in that first half?
We came out and we played like, we hoped to play, and we passed the ball well, we ran the ball well. It was just a complete, surgence of the offense, in part by everybody. The line did a great job, and receivers made some plays. Brian Hill is going to do what Brian Hill does. So it was a great start. Came out second half a little sloppy. Glad we turned things around, though.
Did you feel like there was some confidence that kind of carried over from the end of last week with that quick start offensively?
Oh, definitely. And anytime you get off to a start like that, it just kind of relaxes the whole football team. And going into halftime, 35-7 was huge for us because obviously we came out the second half and we didn't really move the ball in the third quarter very much. So having that lead, gave us a little bit of cushion, allowed us to get our heads back on track.
Offensively in that third quarter when you weren't able to get some drives going, or, was there just sense, did you let off the gas, so to speak, or what do you think? Did they make some adjustments? What would you kind of say about that?
We came out, we tried to run the ball, and they did a good job stopping it, and we threw a few quick passing games. They batted them down at the line, and then the run I had up to the side, it really wasn't supposed to happen. So just being able to trust myself and allowing Coach Vegan to call that play for me to make.
Was that long run when you guys maybe finally felt like you were out of that rut when in the third quarter?
Definitely, that kind of turned things around. We were pretty stagnant up to that point, so I knew we needed a play, we needed a spark, and just kind of tried to establish one.
Josh, you've made a number of throws this year on the run for touchdowns and other big plays. Is that something you practice during the week?
Not really. I don't really roll out in practice very much. It's just kind of a natural feeling for me. I've grown up doing it. Pop Warner football didn't have an offensive line that could block, so I was running all over the place and just kind of developed that skill, and it's progressed here pretty nicely, I guess.
Outside of Brian's big touchdown run, did you feel like they held you guys pretty well against the run? That their run defense played pretty well tonight?
Yeah, they played really well. And they we set out to get 185 yards rushing. I think we topped that. That was our goal before the game, one of the keys to win the game. So, they played well, but Brian Hill, you can't contain him for too long, and he's going to do his thing. So, I love that. I love having that guy in the backfield.
You guys got the win tonight. Obviously, that's a great feeling. But what comes to mind when you feel like you're 7-2? How does that feel?
Well, we still have a lot to do. Being 5-0 in the conference, 3 games left. We got to prepare like it's the first game of the season, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to take each week, week at a time, and plan to go 1-0.
Did you ever feel, Josh, I know we talked in the beginning of the week after the Boise game, that was an emotional win, a huge win, and maybe there'd be a hangover or letdown. Obviously, with the way you started off, was there a doubt in your mind that wasn't going to be an issue?
No, this team, we got a group of special guys, and we've matured tremendously, over the past year, and every type of situation that we've been put in, we've had some adversity, and we've gone past it, and we've progressed as a team pretty nicely. So no doubt in my mind that I think we're gonna have a hangover or any type of moment like that. We're a bunch of football players, and that's what we do.
How big of a sigh of relief was there when Logan got his pick at the end?
That was huge. He just seems to be in the right place at the right time. And he's come up with a few big picks this season that have really ended a few games. He's a special player, and being a redshirt freshman, he's going to have a really good career.
I know you've said a lot this season that you owed a lot of people, from some of the frustrations of past seasons. Did you feel like you really owed Utah State after what happened last year up there? And was that a big motivator this week, or did it play any role in how you guys played today?
Oh, it definitely played a role. Just not because they're just the next team on our list, but because they hung 58 points on us and were throwing fade routes in the fourth quarter last year. And, you know, it's definitely a motivator this week, and we know that we're a better team this year, and we know that we can play against good teams like Utah State and be able to rebound when things go wrong. And credit to Utah State, they're a good team, and they were a really good team last year also. And I think we just outplayed them today.
What was kind of going through you guys' head in that third quarter when it gets closer? And was there one moment when you felt that you're back in it and kind of?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, a 7-point game at one time, and you know, it's definitely you gotta. It's hard staying focused when you're winning, but you gotta be able to play for 4 quarters. You can't turn it on and off and on and off. You gotta be able to execute at all cylinders for 4 straight quarters, and then look up at the scoreboard. You can't go into halftime 35-7 and saying, oh, we're gonna come out with this win easy or whatever. Because I mean, you saw it. Their third quarter, 21 unanswered points, and they were right back in the game. And we just got to keep executing on things.
Did you feel like you guys did that? You know, did you kind of feel like you let off the gas, so to speak?
Not necessarily let off the gas. We just got to be able to focus more in those situations and be able to make plays and stick our foot on the gas pedal. And not necessarily. I didn't say we stepped off, but we necessarily didn't step on it. So I think we just need to learn from that, and we played well enough in the fourth quarter to come out with the win.
You guys have had a couple big leads this year, but is that still maybe sort of a new feeling for this team, playing with a 28-point lead on their backs?
You know, I mean, it feels good playing with that big of a lead, especially on the defensive side, and I think it's awesome that we have an offense that can go down there and score at any time, and good running back, good quarterback, good receivers, good offensive line. And you know what? We got to be able to stop them on defense and get turnovers in that third quarter and be able to put them out.
It's how big of a deal when DJ got ejected with the targeting thing. I mean, I know he's one of the top nickels and stuff. Just how big of an adjustment was that? How tough was that for the defense once you lost him?
Well, it's not necessarily that DJ went out, but our backup nickel also was hurt. Jalen. And so, I mean, we have a guy that doesn't rep any plays during practice, and Chavez came in there and he executed really well for not. I mean, he hasn't repped any plays all week at nickelback, and he's just been playing safety. So, as my role, I got to be able to talk to him out there and tell him kind of what he has to do almost on every play. But he's a smart kid, and he picked it up quick, and I think he played really well coming in there, especially not being able to practice all week with that.
You mentioned
get to lose the home game so far this season. How much of an advantage is it being in Laramie now?
It's huge, especially with that student section. They're doing good every week, and we just got to keep it rolling. A couple weeks we play here again. Next week we go to UNLV, and that's the next focus on our list. That's the next person on our list, and we got to go to Las Vegas and keep taking steps forward.
What do you think about having the rifle as a trophy?
I didn't know where it was. I was the first one to go find it, and then it was way over. It was like way over here by the cowboy horse, and I was kind of tired after I got it. But you know, it's pretty cool. I never really knew what it looked like because I guess we never won it. So, but it feels good to be able to have another trophy along with the boot.
You mentioned last year they scored a lot late, and you guys have a chance to score late and end up taking a knee. Is that the way you preferred it, to maybe not?
Yeah, I'm sure there was temptation to throw it deep, but we went out on a good note, and I think the best play in football is that victory knee. So I think it was good.